Okay, so hi everyone. I hope all of you I'm audible to you, to all of you. Okay, uh, right? Anyone, please? Anyone can confirm I'm clearly audible to all of you or not? Hello, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Deepak. Okay, so let's start the guys session. So basically, when I talking about this session, so this is more like related to problem solving and how we can start our problem solving skills on different programming judges. So when I talking about LeetCode, CodeChef, HackerRank, GeeksforGeeks. So these are the some competitive programming platform. We are going to see how we can use this platform to improve our coding skills. Okay. So before starting this, I'll go through I'll quickly start my introduction. I give my introduction to all of you. Okay. So guys, my name is Abhishek Chauhan. I'm from Balia, Uttar Pradesh, and I've completed my masters in computer application, and currently I'm working as a software engineer in Magpie. Like apart from Magpie, if you're guys hear about cryptocurrencies, blockchain development, or Ethereum coin network, so mostly I work in that particular domain. Okay. Apart from working as a Magpie, I'm teaching some of the universities as well, and some of the tech companies as a data structures instructor, either programming languages and front end and back end development I teach in couple of the startups as well. So these are all about my like introduction part. When I talking about how many problem I have solved on LeetCode or different platforms, so I have solved lots of problem on different online judges, not only on LeetCode. When I'm able to see when you are able to see my gigs for gigs profile, LeetCode profile, HackerRank, CodeShape, and there are a lot of coding platform right over there. I solve a lot of problem, you know. So basically when I'm in college during my bachelor's degree, when I'm in college second year, that particular time I start my programming journey, my coding journey. So in the initial phase, I'm facing a lot of issues to solve any particular problem. Basically, I'm not able to understand how we are going to solve any particular problem. What is the problem statement? Even though I am not able to understand what actually problem wanted to say to us, right? But day by day I improve. I understand how we are going to solve on that particular time, guys. Chat gpt is also not there, and so the problematic thing is the very less resources there during my college time. So what we are doing actually on that particular time, we are just searching on Google, and we are able to find some of the website. For example, Stack Overflow, Stack Exchange, and there are a lot of websites there where we can go through that particular platform, and we are able to understand what is the actual problem and how we can solve that particular problem. So there are a lot of programmer which they actually face that particular problem previously, so they solve that particular problem and they write a proper article, okay, how they actually solve that particular problem, right? And they publish that particular article, so we can go through that particular website, and we generally see the actually solution, step by step solution, and we are implementing that solution in our domain as well, and we are able to solve that particular problem. Okay, so that's how we are going to learn in that particular time. Okay. So guys, when I talking about problem solving, right? So problem solving is not like that ki only we need to solve DSA problem. Okay, problem solving that's mean ki for example, your college second year student or third year student or first year student, right? So your main goal to understand why problem solving important and how you can improve your problem solving skill. For example, when I'm talking about class 12th, there are the mathematics, some of the mathematics subject is there, right? Differences calculus or probability and statistics, or different subject is there, right? So there is one problem, and when I talking about entire class, in a class, for example, 60 to 70 student is there, and when any particular faculty member teach that particular subject and they ask any particular question to you, okay, this is the problem of differences calculus and you need to solve that particular problem, right? So might be there are a lot of student who not able to understand how we are going to approach that particular problem. But there are some of the student, for example, one member, two member, five member, there near about 10 student is there who can understand how we can solve that particular problem, and within 1 to 2 minutes they're able to solve that particular problem. They are able to think the solution, they are able to solve that particular code. They're actually solve that particular problem, right? So it is very important to understand why problem solving important. For example, when I talking about right now, like when I talking about tier 1 companies, tier 2 companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, or like startup like you're able to see Flipkart, Amazon, or uh, like sadi.com, and there are a lot of Swiggy, Zomato. These are the Indian startups. Okay, so these startups what actually do in their coding rounds, in their hiring round. So there are different type of hiring round for software engineer, for front end development engineer, for back end development engineer, or IML engineer, or machine learning engineer. They actually like in their first round generally like it will be coding round for each and every companies. And not I'm not talking about only product based company, service based company as well. When I talking about TCS, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, right? These are the company like in their uh, first round of like hiring process. What they actually do, they they will give you like actually one coding problem, right? Coding contest like that, and within like 1 hour or 2 hour you need to solve those problem of that particular coding contest. Okay, so for example, on that particular contest there are 5 problem or 6 problem, right? And you need to solve that particular problem within 1 hour or 2 hour, right? So that is very important to understand how we can going to attempt those particular problem. And for example, if you didn't practice on LeetCode, or if you didn't participate any particular coding contest during your during your bachelor's degree, okay, so you are going to face lot of problem. Might be you're not able to clear, not you are not able to write single line of code of that particular problem, right? So it is very important to understand ki, like when we are like targeting any particular companies, right? So just try to see the entire hiring round process of that particular company, and based on the hiring round process you need to understand what we need to prepare. Okay, yeah, like when I talking about like core subject, computer science core subject like object oriented programming, DBMS, computer network, software engineering, these are subject is one of the important subject is also there. We need to at least familiar with these subject. And like when I talking about computer networks and all, so we need at least we need to understand TCP IP model, layers, each and every layer, like there is 7 layer like in UDP model, right? So we need to understand what are the layers, what are these layers, and what are the actual use of these layers, है ना? ये तो होना ही चाहिए. Okay, but when I talking about actually problem solving, so problem solving में क्या होता है कि for example, uh, when you are become a software engineer, so on that particular company they actually give you a modern problem like that. Okay, uh, and there are a lot of problem, there are a lot of like problem is there, and one problem actually assigned to you, and same problem assigned to your team members as well, which is your colleague on working with you only. Okay, and you need to like solve that particular problem at least less time and less time complexity. Okay, so it is also important to you need to understand ki, like time complexity, space complexity of any particular solution is very important for all of you. Okay, then okay, for example, if you are very good in problem solving skills, okay, so you are going to write a very good code. Okay, uh, you are able to think different way to solve any particular problem. For example, like when I talking about lead code, right? So for any particular problem there are different solution is there. For example, brute force approach, better approach, like optimized approach. Okay, and we are actually solving any particular problem in these 3 or 4 domain. Okay, so like you have a very different idea to solve any particular problem. Okay, this is also important for you. Okay, then debugging skill is also important. Okay, for example, if you have a very good skills, problem solving skills, so you are going to debug your code very quick manner, and you're able to find the where you are doing actually mistake or any other developer like doing mistake and how you are solve that particular problem. Okay, so let's start quickly share my screen. Okay, till 8 guys, like if you have any particular confusion, or like for example if you are starting your data structures algorithm journey, and you have participated on like some of the platform like LeetCode or GeeksforGeeks or any other platform, and if you're facing any particular issue, you can ask, you can unmute yourself, you can ask. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, uh, in when I talking about my journey, so I'll start with basically like on that particular time I don't have idea about any particular platform or during my college journey. Okay, so basically I'll got to know about from LinkedIn, I'll got to know about LinkedIn, okay, what is HackerRank. Okay, so when I talking about like HackerRank is one of the good platform for beginners. Okay, when you are able to see the hacker rank, so there are a lot of problem available. Okay, first I need to log in here. Login for demo, login for companies, for developer. Okay, okay, so what I'm actually telling is, on that particular time when I'm in college, so I don't have any particular idea ki how we are going to start our problem solving skills and all. Okay, so I got to know about there is one hacker rank website that is very popular on our college, and like on LinkedIn or different platform as well. So there are there are some certifications as well on different programming languages, and there are lots of problem is also there. Like you can solve those particular problem in different language, for example C language, C++ language. So on that particular time I don't know, like I know only C language and C++ language. Okay, and I'll know the basic thing about data structures algorithm, like what is array, what is stack, what is queue, what is tree, what is graph, right? But we don't know the implementation of those data structures, right? Okay, so uh, I'm just like go through that particular that hacker rank website and start solving C practice problem. Okay, and I think there are 60 to 70 problem is there, and for one particular problem in the initial page when I'm solving, even though like normal hello world, so when I'm writing over there printf hello words, I'm facing a lot of issues. Like when I'm debugging that, just click on the run button, submit button, so still it's showing some of the error. Okay, test cases is not passed, so I'm not able to understand what is the test cases, how we need to pass these test cases, right? So we need to understand what are the test cases and all. Okay, for any particular problem. For example guys, here like in problem solving, if you are able to see, so there is, for example, if you know C language, either C++ language, either Python language, so you can open any of the like this is the C, this is C++, Java, Python, SQL. If you wanted to practice of data structure algorithm, you can practice those all the things. So I'm just clicking here C tab. Okay, in C tab, like I'm just opening my first problem. I know. So this is first problem. This is very easier problem which you are able to see generally like our day of one code, like when we are writing our code on day one. So we are printing hello world, right? Okay. So let's try to understand what is the problem statement. है ना? So problem statement, like if you are able to see like on HackerRank, so this is the problem statement of which you are able to see like that. Okay, so first you need to understand what is objective of this particular problem, what is the task you need to perform here. Then you are able to see the example, input test cases and output test cases you are able to see. Then you are able to see there is a function which you need to complete that particular function in HackerRank. Okay, then you need to print like that. Okay, on next line, and this is the proper input and output test cases. Here constant is not mentioned here because like it is a very basic problem. Okay, but constant is also important of any particular problem. So let's see like what actually problem saying. So in this challenge you will be learn some basic concept of C that will get started with language. You will be need to use of some syntax, read input and write output, many C challenges. As you walk through these problems, review the code and learn about reading from stdin and writing stout. Okay, this is the challenge. This is the task for you guys. When I talking about this task, so the challenge require you to print hello world on single line, then print already provide input and output statement. So this is the normal. First we need to take to print hello, just we need to print hello world. We don't need to take here any particular input. Okay, with the help of printf function. What is the example? S is equal to life is beautiful. Okay, so this is the input test cases you are able to see, which like that is the hidden test case, life is beautiful you are able to see. And what we need to print here, we need to print hello world first, and after that in next line, okay ye dhyan rakhna, in next line we need to print life is beautiful. Okay, and we have to given a function, that function name is main, and that main function has the following input, that is the string. Okay, and we have to given one string, and we need to print like that, two string hello world one line and input string on the second line. So first we need to print this hello world, and after that we need to print life is beautiful. So for example, this is the another test case if you are able to see here. First it's given welcome to C programming. So what we need to print for this, first we need to print hello world, and after that we need to print welcome to C programming, like that. Okay, so this is the one of the basic and easier example in C language you are able to see. Acha, if you are able to see in C language, so already like this string is already declared, we already take a user input, just we need to complete the output statement. Acha, so chalo, just try to understand. In C language, if you wanted to print any particular thing, so we can use here printf. Spaces. How we can. Okay, that's fine. I hope like you are able to see. So first we need to write here printf. Okay, inside of printf in C language, guys, if you wanted to print any particular string, so it is mandatory to write over there percentage of s to print string. For example, if you are comfortable in any other programming language, so you can solve those particular problem. Okay, currently I'm basically I'll know like there are a lot of students from second year only, so they know only C and C++ language, and Python you are learning right now, right? For this reason I'm containing the same thing in C language. Okay, so here like in printf, what we need to print first we need to print here hello world. Okay, so hello world, just we need to copy same thing and we can write here. Okay, either we can just write hello world. Taken. First we need to print hello world, so I'm just writing over there hello world. And one more thing, when we are writing hello world, guys, so we need to move to the next line, right? For moving next line we need to use \in. Okay, so in C language we are using \in like that. Okay, then after that, what is the another thing, we need to print the that variable value. So what is the variable? Our variable is s, this is our variable, as that will consume some input test cases. So we can write here printf, and inside that particular double inverted comma we can write over there percentage of s, so that we can print any particular string, and after that we can print that particular string like that, and we can write here semicolon. Acha, one more thing, if I miss this semicolon, if I remove this colon, this exclamation mark, And if I'm running this code, so you're able to see, if you're able to see here, so what is our output? Our output is like hello world and welcome to C programming. But what is our expected output? Expected output is hello world, then exclamation mark, and welcome to C programming. Okay, so like we need to print in same format only, you know, even though if you're not using here next line, you know, so it will give you error. Yeah, there. Okay. Now you're able to see sample test case 0 is passed. Congratulations, you have passed the sample test case. And if you wanted to submit the solution, you need to submit the submit code button. You know. So that's how you can submit any particular problem. So this is the one of the easiest problem I'm explaining. You know, I'm just wanted to tell you guys, this is very basic problems. This is not very difficult problem. You are going to face lot of problem that you are not able to understand what we need to do for that particular problem. Okay, if anyone have any particular doubt till it, you can ask. Otherwise we'll move to the another platform and we'll understand that particular. Acha. For example guys, if you are very beginners, so my suggestion is you need to just tick that particular option, just click on skill section here, just tick C basic, and after that you can tick difficulty wise problem. For example, easy problem if you wanted to solve. Okay, so you can click that particular problem and you are able to see lot of problem which is visible to you, that is easier problem, and you can go through one by one problem and you can solve those problem. Okay, and if you're facing any particular problem during the, for example, uh, sum of different two number, this is one of the easiest problem, right? Okay, take है यहाँ पे देखो. First you need to understand, you need to go through the proper problem statement, then you need to go through the entire task, and after that you can go through the input formatted. And acha, here you are able to see the constraint in this problem. In previous problem you are not able to see the constraint, so it is very like important thing to understand what is actually constant and how it's actually work. Okay, so in this problem you are able to see the input test cases input format as well. So first line that will contain two integers, and second line that will contain two floating point number. Okay, so here it's mentioned first line it will contain two integers, so that integer constant should be between, it will start from 1 to 10 to the power 4. Okay, so that range, it is actually mentioned the range of that particular user input. And here it's mentioned second line it's content two floating point number. Okay, so what is the 2.2 floating point number here? So like it will be decimal number, like that 4.0 2.0, and it will be become number as well, because it will start from 1.0 and it will go till 10 to the power 4. So that is the constant of that particular problem. Constant, that's mean like limit of that particular number, it will be between that particular range to that particular range. So that will be the hidden test case, okay, of that particular problem. Okay, so in this problem what we need to do guys, our task is to take two numbers in data type, two number of float type, and input their sum, declare four variable, two of type int and two of type float, that is fine. Then after that is given read two lines of input from input according to the sequence of given input format, initialize four variables, and use plus and minus operator to perform the following operation. What are the operation we need to perform? So we need to perform here print the sum and difference of two int variable in a new line, and print the sum and difference of float variable rounded in one decimal places on a new line. Acha, ठीक है. So this is the actually problem or task. We need to perform addition and subtraction with new line, and here we need to understand it's mentioned here round off, you know, rounded to one decimal places. So for printing one decimal places we need to use NC language. We are using percentage of 1.1 f like that, and we can print that particular number. And so you can practice this particular problem. This is one of the easier problem. This is not very hard problem. Okay, so first what you need to do to solve that particular problem, first you need to declare 4 variable. Okay, 2 variable of integer, 2 variable of floating point number, and after that you need to do sum of these two number like 10 and 4, that will become a 14, and after that you need to do like minus 10 minus 4, and you'll get output 6. Okay, similarly when I talking about this particular input, that is 4 and that is 2, so when we'll add these two number 4 and 2, so it will become 6, and we are able to print here 6. Similarly we can divide 4 minus 2 and we'll get a output 2, that is the minus subtraction 6. Okay, so that's how you are going to implement that particular problem. Okay, and for printing one decimal places or two decimal places, you can use like that, printf percentage of f percentage of 0.1 f, like that. Okay, and after that you can write the number. For example, that some variable is that particular number, so you can write like that, percentage of 1f, percentage of 2f, like that you can use for one decimal point number, for two decimal point number, like that. Okay, so this is the problem you need to attempt like that. Okay, similarly for different problem, for like if you wanted to practice like Python programming language. Okay, so there are some of the problem related to Python as well. This is tab you can use on Python. Okay, and there are a lot of problem available in Python language. So in the initial phase, my suggestion is go to the Python basic, problem solving basic. Either you can just tick Python basic and you can select easy difficulty level. Okay, and go through this particular problem. For example, if you're learning Python language, so I hope like you're comfortable with if else statement, arithmetic operation, Python division, loops, print function, list, nested list, and all tuple. If you are compatible with these topics, so my suggestion is go through this particular HackerRank platform and start solving your problem. Okay, if you are not solving this particular problem, so you are not going to understand any constraint, how we can write a code on competitive platform. Okay, so when you are writing the same code on Visual Studio Code, guys, so that particular time you are able to see the output and you are saying like I am able to write a code and it will work on my local compiler. But same code if you are pasting here on this platform, so might will get a runtime error, or might will get a like error like that, get TLE error, time limit exceeded error, like that. And so you need to understand how we are going to write our code on HackerRank. Okay, the second platform is there. Okay, this is the beginner friendly platform, guys. Apart from beginner friendly like this HackerRank platform, there is one platform that name is CodeChef, and CodeChef is very important. For example, if you wanted to participate in coding contest, right? Coding contest, that's mean what is coding contest? I'm actually tell you guys. So what CodeChef actually does, each and every Wednesday they organize a coding contest. That contest size is 2 hour. In the initial phase it was like 3 hour or 1 day, like that, but right now it will organizing a coding contest that will be 2 hours. Within 2 hours you have to solve near about 5 to 6 problem, or near about 7 problem. And if you're able to solve that particular problem, based on that particular solution you'll get a rank. Okay, you'll get a rank and will become a 1-star coder, 2-star coder, 3-star coder, 4-star coder, 5-star coder, like that. So daily by daily, like each and every week, if you're going to participate that particular coding contest, so it will help you to improve your problem solving skills. Your time, you are able to manage your time within 30 minutes or within 1 hour, how we can attempt max to max problem. Okay, so this is very important for companies coding round as well. and a company's coding round mostly like they will conducting coding contest like that particular coding platform only, like LeetCode coding platform, either CodeChef, either code forces, and so similar way structure you are able to see the companies as well. Okay, so I'm just opening the CodeChef platform. Okay, when you are able to open CodeChef guys, so here like in practice section, in practice section you are able to see the languages practice as well, similar like HackerRank only, and practice C++, practice Python, practice Java, practice C, and there are some of the problem is paid as well, so you don't need to go through the paid version, just you can go through the old version, old practice page, and you can start solving problem. Okay, and here you can select the difficulty rating as well. For example, if you're learning like basic programming, you are very like basic, very beginners, right? And if you're learning any particular programming language like C language, Python language, like that, so you can select this particular tab, basic programming concept, and there are a lot of problems there, more than 5,000 problem is there, and 5,001 problem is there, and so you can open any particular problem. You can open any particular problem. मैं इसको dark कर देता हूँ, है ना? You can open any particular problem, or you need to अच्छा. So here like in CodeChef problem section, here you are able to see the difficulties or rating of that particular problem, and after that you will see the problem statement. If you click hint button, so that is available for pro version only, but it's fine, you don't need to go for hint. Okay, so for example, this is the problem. That problem name is Elgo Maniac Finals. Okay, so this is one of the coding contest name, and that is final coding contest is there. So just try to understand the problem statement, and after that we'll see the solution of that particular problem. Okay, okay. So Algo Maniac Final, a part of the convaluation phase of Jadavpur University. Okay, so I'm 100% sure this problem is created by Jadavpur University students. And if you wanted to create your own problem, so you can create your own problem and you can publish your problem on CodeChef platform, and they will review your particular problem, and they will like ask that the same question on some of the coding contest. Okay, so it is the problem of Jadavpur University. Conventional Fest of Jadavpur University will held on 17 March, and Shreyan can only go to Jadavpur University on March X. So here is one variable, that name is X. Okay, print YAY. So that's mean we need to print Y if he can attain the algomaniac final, and no if he cannot. So for example, so just we need to check कि is he is like able to participate on that particular coding contest, coding fest or not. If he is able to participate, Shreyan can participate on that particular coding contest. So just we need to print YAY in capital letter, and if he is not able to participate, just we need to print here no. This is the problem statement. Okay, what is the input format of that particular problem? So the first and only line of input contain one integer, that should be X, and the day of March Shreyan can go Jadavpur University. यानी जादवपुर यूनिवर्सिटी में जब श्रेयन जा रहा है, that particular day we need to assign on that particular variable. Okay, so this is the input format, and when I talking about output format, so output, yeah, if Shreyan can attend algomaniac finals, so we can print yes, yeah, otherwise we can print no. Okay, and here like one more thing it's mentioned in that particular problem, we can print in any particular letter, like either capital, either small, either like camel case, we can print like that. And either we can print like camel case, smaller letter, capital letter, any particular letter, that will good for you. Okay, then after that guys, you are able to see the constraint of that particular problem. The constraint is like X will be start from 1 and it will go till 31, because if you are able to see the March, March, in March, like there are 31 days. Okay, for this region the output constant is 31 only. Okay, so here, uh, if any particular student, for example Sayan, is able to reach 17 March or before than 17 March, so what we need to print? We need to print yeah. Otherwise, if Shreyan is able to reach after 17 March, so we need to print over there no. This is the problem, right? So Shreyan can go Jadavpur University on 17th March, which is happened to be the day of Algomaniac Felder finals. So he is happy to attend that particular coding contest. Here, like if he is reached on 31st March, so he is not able to participate on that particular coding contest. Take care. Chalo, take care. So how we can write a code? So in C language, guys, first we need to declare a variable. That variable should be x. And in the input test case, you are able to see here input format. It's given x. And so we can create a variable like that int x. We can take a user input with the help of scanf, and we can write a format specifier which is percentage of t, and here we can type address of x to take a user input on x variable, and we can print. Acha, either we can use here if else statement to write a code, and what we can write if else statement, if x value is less than or equal to 17, so we can print yeah, otherwise we can print no. Otherwise what we can do, guys, we can write a ternary operator. So in coding contest generally, like we are writing we have a very less time, right? And within like 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes of time we need to solve that particular problem, right? So what we are doing, actually we are writing a very one liner or two liner code. Okay, so I'm going to write like that. We can write printf, we can write here printf. Okay, we can write here percentage of s. Okay, and we can check a condition. We can check a condition if we can check a condition if x is more than 17. Okay, so what we need to print? We need to print no. Otherwise what we need to print yeah. And this solution हमारा, and in last we can read 0. Okay, let's try to run this code. Yeah, just try to submit it. If you wanted to test another test case, so you can just type manually here, and you can test for another test cases as well. So it's saying like 67% is our solution is correct, but it will fail for one particular test case. Okay, so we are not able to see the test case, right? So what will be the problem? So try to understand. We can understand, for example, x is greater than 70. Yeah, and that's fine. Okay, so we can write like that. X is less than or equal to 70. Okay, so we can print on that particular time yeah, otherwise we can print no. Okay, any edge case is there, so Sriyan can go Java to 31st. No. Okay, fine, let's try to submit it again. Again it's saying 67% output is accepted output. Okay, so that's how actually you are going to solve any particular problem, guys. Okay, there is one hidden test cases is there. Acha, it's not mandatory to write printf statement in single line. है ना, but I'm compatible with this particular ternary operator. Okay, for this reason I'm writing this code. But if you want, you can write the same code with the help of if else statement. But my suggestion is always try to write a short and efficient code for any particular problem. Okay, right. So this is the problem. One test cases is actually failure. Okay, so for example, might be they will actually insert like that कि it is mandatory to reach 17 only, not any other way. So we can just write here x equal 17. Okay, and we can run that particular code. Okay, and just click on submit button. So we can now you are able to see कि basically the probability statement actually wanted to say to you कि he is able need to reach only on 17, not before, not after that. Okay, for this reason we need to check x is equal 17 or not. If it is 17, then just we can print yeah, otherwise we can print no. On the same hand, we can just remove it and we can write a if condition here, and x is equal 17. So what we can do, we can print here yeah, right. Otherwise we can go in else case and we can print here again no. So that is also the same code we can write like that as well, and now it's also good for you. Take it. Any other question, guys? And I hope like you are able to understand the problem, you are able to understand the solution of this particular problem, and you are able to understand the constant. And just when I'm talking about, guys, my initial phase, I'm not able to understand what is the constant and how we are going to deal that particular constant. है ना, तो उस टाइम पे हमने क्या करा, I'll see lot of YouTube videos and I'll search lot of like articles to read that particular constant portion, है ना. तब मुझे समझ में आया कि दिस इज द कांस्टेंट एंड वी नीड टू सॉल्व दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम विद द हेल्प ऑफ टाइम एंड स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, है ना. सो कांस्टेंट इज गिवन फॉर टाइम एंड स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. ओके, so there is lot of problem, है ना, is there, you can solve that particular problem. When I talking about this this complete section here, we are able to see the upcoming coding contest, है ना. मान जाओ कि लाइक 15 जून का एक कोडिंग कॉन्टेस्ट है, दैट इज़ फॉर 3 आवर, है ना. मंडे मंच DSC चैलेंज 007 रेट. ओके, दोज यू आर द 7-star कोडर एंड कोच, उसके लिए भी है. बट इफ़ यू वांटेड टू पार्टिसिपेट, यू कैन पार्टिसिपेट एज वेल, बट योर प्रॉब्लम शुड बी लाइक टफ ओनली बिकॉज इट्स 7-star रेटेड कोडर, राइट, है ना. सिमिलरली फॉर 17 जून को भी कोडिंग कॉन्टेस्ट है. टुमारो इज 15, राइट, या टुमारो इज 15, सो यू कैन पार्टिसिपेट इन दिस कोडिंग कॉन्टेस्ट. Then start 243, that is happen on 17 June, then 24 June, then 245, it will happen on 1st July. So you can participate in these coding contests, है ना, to improve their rating. And why I'm saying कि rating is very important for you guys. If you add that particular CodeChef profile link in your resume, and if you submit to any particular company knows the same resume, so that is very helpful for you to get your profile shortlisted, है ना. So these are the coding platform, like we are cover like HackerRank, then this particular coding platform like CodeChef. Apart from these, these are the very beginner friendly like platform, guys. For example, if you are comfortable, if you are able to solve 50 problem or 100 problem or 200 problem on these coding platform, then my suggestion is कि shift to LeetCode platform, है ना. LeetCode either GeeksforGeeks platform, है ना. प्रॉब्लम भी देख So basically GeeksforGeeks actually like in daily wise they will release one problem statement, and within 24 hour you need to solve that particular problem. Okay, if you are able to solve that particular problem, so you'll get a one coin, ऐसे एक coin मिलता है ना, you'll get a one coin. And if you regularly solve problem like near about 100 days or 200 days, so you'll get a coin like that. Okay, you'll get a coin, lots of coin, and with the help of that particular coin you can redeem the GFG t-shirt, GFG bag and all, है ना, and तुम्हें घर पे आ जाएगा वो GFG t-shirt. With the help of 800 coin you can use to buy t-shirt, with 1600 coin to buy a bag, or if you wanted to buy any particular course from GeeksforGeeks, so you can use that particular course, you can use that particular coin to get the offer, 50% offer or 70% offer like that. Okay, so this is GeeksforGeeks. This is the Indian website, that is the proper broad course company, which is started by Sandeep Maheshwari sir. Okay, so now like for example when you wanted to use GeeksforGeeks, so here like there is one option that name is practice section. Okay, in practice section guys, uh, you can solve problem of the day problem, you can practice coding problem. Otherwise there is practice problem section. I'm just clicking over there. Okay, so if you're learning DSA, for example if you're learning array, so you can just select on array problem, you can select on the basic problem. In the initial phase my suggestion is go with basic, and you can sort with submission as well, latest, accuracy, some difficulty why you can select as well. So I'm selected here easy problem. So this is one of the easiest problem of array. When you click it over there, array search, so array search problem you are able to see. This is the searching problem, we have to give in a problem, we have to give an array in this problem. For example, the problem name is array search, the difficulty level of problem is basic, the accuracy which people actually submitted which is 40.95%. In this problem we have to give an array of n integer and n integer element x, and we need to find x is present in the array or not. If it is present, for example if any particular element, that x element appear 2 times, so you need to return the first occurrence index value, otherwise we need to return over there -1. Okay, so here is the input test case. For example in this input test case, this is the array which is sorted array 1 2 3 and 4, and x is 3, right? So x is 3, so in which index it will present? It will present on second index. This is the 0 index, this is first index, and this is the second index. So here we need to return 2, right? Because it's present on the second index. Similarly for this particular problem, this is the unsorted array, this is unsorted array, and we have to give an x value which is 5, so here like you're able to see 10, 8, 30, 40 and 5. 5 is present on which index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth index, so we need to return here 4. Similarly we have to give in here 10, 8 and 30, and x is 6, right? So x is not present in our array, so for this reason we need to return here -1. And the constant, if you are able to see this problem, so this is 10 to the power 6, this is the constant of that particular problem, so it will start from 1 to 10 to the power 6, that is the array size. And if you are able to see the array elements, so array element, it will start from 0 to 10 to the power 6, and our target value, it will go till 10 to the power 5. Okay, so I hope guys you already know the searching algorithm, linear search and binary search and all, right? So if you know the linear search algorithm, so you can apply linear search algorithm to solve that particular problem. Okay, and that will good for you. Okay, because like here like it's given a unsorted array, so unsorted array, when we'll give an unsorted array, so it is we can't use binary search algorithm in unsorted array to solve that particular problem. So most of the time we need to use linear search algorithm to solve the problem. Okay. Okay, guys, till 8, if you are facing any particular issues or you don't know how we can going to start and what are the things we need to do in upcoming days in college, company like preparation round and all, so you can ask questions. And for solving this particular problem, just you need to write a loop which will start from 0 to that array length, and each and every iteration we need to check x, the array of I equal x or not. If it is equal, then you can return that index value. Otherwise, you can return -1. So this is the solution of that particular problem. When I talk about this solution, this linear search solution, so it's order of n only. So this is one of the easiest solution for that particular problem. And you are able to say this is basic problem. This is not very tough. And it is mandatory you need to start from very basics problem. And for example, if you wanted to solve very hard problem on day one, so you'll get a demotivated. You'll get a demotivated and you're not able to solve that particular problem. And उसके बाद कहोगे कि I don't want it to go in data structure algorithm part and problem solving part. So my suggestion is start with very basic problem and day by day try to increase the difficulty level of that particular problem. Okay, guys, any other doubt? So you can ask. This is the GeeksforGeeks platform, and in GeeksforGeeks, it's one of the good website for interview preparation as well. You can prepare for interview as well from that particular website. Then we have a LeetCode platform. LeetCode is very popular, very trending right now, and most of the company asking questions from LeetCode only. And when I talk about Google, Microsoft, Amazon, or any other company, most of the company asking questions from LeetCode only. And you are able to see the company tag as well. Trending company you are able to see 2286 problem asked by the Google, and that problem is available on LeetCode. When I talk about Amazon, so in Amazon 1970 problem asked by the LeetCode only, that problem is available. Similarly for Microsoft, Uber, Meta, TikTok, Adobe, Nvidia, Salesforce, Golden SAS, Oracle. So like most of the engineer, like when I talk about most of the engineer, they are college student from India or outside India, right? So they are actually solving the problem, for they actually practicing LeetCode only for coding, programming and all. And when he will become an engineer, so he'll ask question from LeetCode only, right? So in LeetCode, like LeetCode little bit tough. So like for example, two sum problem is one of the first problem and one of the easier problem on LeetCode, right? But if you are able to see the difficulty level of this problem, it is very tough. It is very tough as compared to normal problem, or as compared to normal LeetCode GeeksforGeeks problem, right? So my suggestion is go through the GeeksforGeeks, try to solve at least 40 to 50 problem on that particular platform, and after that come back to LeetCode. And so in this problem you are able to see this is the two sum problem, and this is one of the easiest problem on LeetCode. Okay, this is one of the easiest problem on LeetCode. So let's try to understand what is the problem statement and how we can approach this particular problem. So in this problem, guys, if you are able to see, given an array of integer nums and an integer target element, and return the indices of two numbers such that they are add up to the target. Okay, and you may assume each input would be exactly one solution, and you may not use to the same twice. Okay, and you can return the answer in any order. So if you are able to see the simple test case 2, 7, 11 and 15, and target is 9. So when you are able to see 7 and 2, so we can add these two number, it will become our target element, right? 7 plus 2, it will become a target element. And what we need to do, we need to return here index value of these two elements. So 0 on 0 index it will present 2, and 1 index it will present 7. So you can return 0 and 1. And so we can create an array, we can insert that particular index value on that particular array, and we can return that particular array. This is the basic approach. this is the one of the easiest approach. Apart from this, we can use hatching. And we can store the each and every element and hashing, and after that we can add those two elements on hashing with the help of when I'm talking to time complexity, right? So like for this particular test case, if you're able to see 3, 2 and 4 on target is 6, right? So what we can do, we can add 4 and 2, it will become 6, and we can return the index value of these two elements. So 2 each, when I'm talking about two element, so its index value is 1 and 4 ka index value is 2, right? So we can return like that 1 and 2. Similarly, when I'm talking about nums, 3 and 3 on target is 6, so we can return here 0 and 1, okay, because 3 and 3 is become 6 only. The constraint of this problem here is, you are able to see guys, the length, it will start from 2 and it will go till 10 to the power 4, that is the length, and the number element, it will start minus 10 to the power 9 to plus 10 to the power 9, and our target element minus 10 to the power 9 to 10 plus 10 to the power 9. And it's also mentioned it is mandatory you are able to find one valid answer. So each and every time you can find one valid answer. Okay. The follow-up, can you come with algorithm that less than order of n square time complexity? That's mean if we're going through the if we are using nested loop here to solve that particular problem, so time complexity will become order of n square, right? So for this reason, it's also mentioned here, okay, please try to think any particular solution which is consume little bit less time complexity as compared to order of n solution. So you can use hash map to store these element, and after that you can do the addition, and index value you can return. So this is the solution for that particular problem, and it will take order of n time complexity and order of n space complexity. Okay, so these are the actually platform which we are using. Okay. Okay, so basically for example, if you are starting your problem solving journey guys, so my suggestion is each and every day try to solve at least one problem. Okay, for example today is the Monday, right? And I need to start from today, right? So just go to the GeeksforGeeks platform, either CodeChef, either HackerRank, not LeetCode, because in LeetCode in the initial page you will face like a little bit difficult. So go through the CodeChef, either HackerRank, either GeeksforGeeks. My suggestion is go for GeeksforGeeks only. And start the basic problem. For example, learn array. Try to solve at least 10 to 20 problem in 10 days or 15 days related to array only. And there are different approach which you need to learn when you are solving problem array related to array. For example, when I'm solving any particular problem related to array, so first I need to understand what is two-pointer approach. Then we need to understand what is the sliding window technique. Then we need to understand what is searching and sorting algorithm. Okay. Then we need to understand how we can solve array problem with the help of recursion. Okay. So these are the techniques you need to use to solve any particular problem. So सबसे पहले pattern को analyze करना है. We need to analyze that particular pattern, and after that we need to going to approach that particular problem. Okay. And at least for example, in a day, if you are solving one problem or at least two problem or at least one problem, so in 1 month you are able to solve near about 30 problem, right? And in a year you are able to solve more than 300 problem, and that is enough to crack any of the company's interview. 300 problem, that's mean you are like solve lot of problem, you'll get a lot of idea ki how we can solve any particular problem in coding contest or normal problem how we can attempt, right? So you'll get a lot of idea, and you can use those idea to crack any of the company's interview coding round. So these are the very important things you need to understand. Okay guys, so now if you have any particular question, so you can ask. Otherwise we can wrap up our session. Today is Sunday, so I'm just free for near about 1 hour guys. Now I need to go on market and for some like कुछ तो खरीदना है बहुत कुछ, so I need to visit the market. Anyone have any particular questions that you can ask, otherwise we can take a session. Anyone? Yeah, Arvind, you can ask.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, I want to know, sir, can you give me overview of entire how to solve coding techniques?
Coding techniques.
Ji, sir.
Okay.
Coding problem techniques.
Okay.
Overview only.
Okay. For
Short
example,
one.
there is one problem which is very popular problem. जैसे मान लो कि मैं एक प्रॉब्लम है, आज ही मैंने सॉल्व करा मॉर्निंग में उस प्रॉब्लम को, है ना, उसको देख लेते हैं. दैट प्रॉब्लम नेम इज मूव जीरो. ओके, लीट कोड. ठीक ठीक है. दिस इज द वन ऑफ द इजीएस्ट प्रॉब्लम, है ना. देखो इस प्रॉब्लम को कैसे कैसे सॉल्व किया जा सकता है, जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, so we have a lot of like idea to solve any particular problem, है ना. So this is problem name is move zero, and that problem number is 283. You can search on Google and you are able to find the problem, this problem. Companies अभी यहाँ पे you are not able to see the company name, which company actually asked this question, है ना. But we have some of the free extension which you can download to access the company name and all. अच्छा, so just see the problem statement. Given an array num and move all zero to end it while maintaining the relative order of the non-zero element. This is the problem, right? So what is the relative order? So that's mean we have to give an array and that particular elements of order, right? है ना, कि पहले 1 आ रहा है, then 3 आ रहा है, then 12 आ रहा है. दिस इज द रिलेटिव ऑर्डर. ओके, एंड वी नीड टू मूव ईच एंड एवरी जीरो एलिमेंट टू द एंड ऑफ द एरे. ओके, एंड नोट that you must do the in place without making a copy of that particular copy of array. So it's saying कि you don't need to use copy, है ना, मतलब array को copy नहीं करना है, and you need to solve that particular problem. Okay, the
Okay, sir.
example test cases you are able to see 0 1 0 1 and 0 3 and 12. And what is the output? First हमारे पास 1 आ रहा है, so we need to insert 1 here. Then after that we need to insert here 3. Okay, and after that we are able to see here 12. Okay, and यहाँ पे हमारे पास there are 2 element, 2 0 is there, and दो 2 0 को लास्ट में यहाँ पे ऐसे इंसर्ट कर देना है. सेकेंड कॉन्स्टेंट में देख सकते हो कि वी हैव टू जीरो, सो जीरो प्रिंट कर देना है ना, इसमें तो कुछ करना ही नहीं. When I'm able to see the length and all, the array length, it will be 10 to the power 4, and the element should be like minus 2 to the power 31 to plus 2 to the power 31. So this is the problem. So let's try to understand how we can approach this particular problem, है ना. तो सबसे पहले अप्रोच what we can do to solve that particular problem guys, है ना. जैसे मान जाओ कि ये वाला एरे मैं लेता हूँ, है ना. वी हैव टू गिवन दिस एरे. इस एरे को मैं ले लेता हूँ, थोड़ी सी स्क्रीन बड़ी कर लेता हूँ बिकॉज यू आर एबल टू सी दिस. ओके, अभी देखो, है ना, वी हैव टू गिवन दिस एरे. सो व्हाट वी नीड टू डू एक्चुअली, हमें क्या करना है, we need to create one array. This is the very basic approach I'm telling, and after that we'll go through some optimized approach as well, and so this is one of the very basic approach. We can create an extra array, and what we can do on that particular time, we can create an extra array, and extra array से बना लेते हैं, and we need to maintain the relative order, right? Here it's mentioned we need to maintain the relative order, है ना. So first we need to compare कि if any particular element is there which is not equal to 0, we'll start from loop or starting or loop from 0 only, from 0 index, and we'll go to the entire array, and we'll check the condition कि if our array is not equal to 0, so we can insert that particular element on that particular array. So पहले हमारा पास 1 आ जाएगा, so 1 we can insert on that particular array, and after that we are able to see 3, so 3 we can insert on that particular array, right? And after that you are able to see 12, right? 12, so we can insert 12 on that particular array, right?
Yes, sir. Okay.
And another, basically what you can do, you can create two array actually, not single array. So for example, if you get any particular element which is not equal to 1, not equal to 0, so you can insert that particular element on the first array, and if you get a 0, so you can insert that particular element on the another array, second array, like that, है ना. And after that we can merge this particular array, we can merge this particular array like that, and we'll get a final output, है ना. फाइनल आउटपुट हमारा ऐसे आ जाएगा 1 then 3 then 12 then 0 then 0. But what is the disadvantage of this solution? The disadvantage of this solution is we are using time complexity order of n only, right? It is fine, but the thing is we are creating here two array, right? Array 1 and array 2, right? And when we combine these two arrays, so it will consume size. Okay, what is the size of what is the time complexity, space complexity of that particular solution? Order of n. So we are using extra array to insert these elements, right? Insert these elements, है ना. जो नॉन जीरो एलिमेंट्स हैं, जो जीरो एलिमेंट है, वी आर एक्चुअली यूजिंग द एक्स्ट्रा साइज टू इंसर्ट दोज एलिमेंट. फॉर दिस रीजन it will consume order of n time complexity and order of n space complexity. अब हो सकता है कि might be if any particular interviewer taking your interview, so they will ask, can you optimize your solution in terms of space complexity? That's mean you don't need to use space and you need to solve this particular problem, है ना. तो ये तो पहला solution हो गया. That will take order of n time complexity, EC is equal to order of n, and SC is equal to order n. Okay. Now let's try to understand the second solution, how we can optimize the space. Okay, so in this particular time, guys, we are not using any particular space, we are going to use the same array, है ना. जैसे जो नेम नम्स वाला एरे है, उसी नम्स वाले एरे को हम यूज करेंगे, and we are going to solve that particular problem. Let's try to understand how we can solve that particular problem like that. Okay, so this is you are able to see 0 1 0 3 and 12 is there, है ना. And we don't need to create a space, and we need to move these two element, these two 0 in the last position of this array, है ना. इसमें क्या करेंगे हम, है ना. We can write like that. For example, we can go through our first element iteration, है ना. फर्स्ट इंडेक्स से ही जाएंगे हम लोग, है ना. एंड हम लोग क्या करेंगे, फर्स्ट इन द इनिशियल फेज विल चेक कि इफ एनी पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट विच इज़ नॉट इक्वल टू जीरो, ओके, नॉट इक्वल टू जीरो, सो वी कैन इंसर्ट. ओके, सेम एरे को ऐसे इंसर्ट कर लेते हैं, इसे नीचे ला लेता हूँ मैं, है ना. सो व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू गाइस, नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. विल गो थ्रू द फ्रॉम फर्स्ट index, and first we'll check if any particular element which is not equal to 0, so we can insert that particular element on that particular place, है ना. So for example जो 1 है, we are going to insert on that particular place. So now our array it will become 1 1 0 3 12, right? And 1 is already inserted, then this is 0, so इसको skip हो जाएगा with the help of condition. Then we have a 3, right? So we have a 3, so we can insert these 3 on the second index value like that. Okay, then we have a 12, right, which is not equal to 0, so we can insert these particular element here, right? Okay, अभी हमारे पास क्या बचा. Now we are able to go through the entire array and we'll got a proper array, proper these 3 element in this way. Okay, now we are inserted only 3 element, है ना. So in that particular time we can check our like how many element we can insert till it. So only 3 element we are inserted, so how many pending element is there? 2 element. So 2 times we can insert 0 in this particular array with the help of another loop. We can use another loop and we can insert 2 times 0 on that particular position, and that will become our final sorted final like array, है ना. So in this way we can using only on order of n time complexity, and we didn't use any of the space to solve that particular problem, है ना. So this is one of the optimal approach which you are able to see.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, any other questions? So like that you can implement, है ना. So if you are able to understand the solution, so you can write your code by own only, right? It's not very hard to write a code, है ना. It's very easier solution, है ना. Okay, any other guys, any other doubt anyone have, so you can ask, otherwise we can wrap our session. No doubt, no question. Take care. So my suggestion is, guys, start solving start solving problem, start practicing the problem on different programming judges, because it is very important to solve problem, to understand problem, and understand how actually company actually what are the hiring round of that particular company, and how company actually like asking questions in their coding rounds, है ना? So that's it for today's lecture, guys, है ना? Okay, fine. Yeah, Arvind.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
सर हाउ मैनी क्वेश्चन वी हैव कवर सर एक्चुअली कि सर हमें ना लीड कोड पे या फिर कोड फोर्सेस पे हमें कितने क्वेश्चन करने चाहिए फिर हमें उस टाइम पे लगे कि हाँ हम कैपेबल है कोडिंग प्रॉब्लम
It's
सॉल्व करने
okay,
के लिए.
okay, Arvind. It's not mandatory. You need to solve like lots of problem, more than 1,000 problem or 2,000 problem like that. But yeah, you need to solve at least 200 to 300 problem. But different techniques you need to use. You need to cover each and every data structures, and different algorithm you need to cover. Like each and every algorithm and each and every data structures you need to cover to solve that particular problem. And always try to go through the easier problem and medium problem, not harder problem, because company not asking very hard problem. Only when I talking about Google or like rubrics type of companies, they will ask more than hard question. But when I talking about Amazon, Micromax, Microsoft, Amazon, or like Adobe, or this type of company asking like only like medium level question, not harder question. Okay.
ओके सर.
Yeah, so at
सर
least you need to solve 200 to 300 problem, not more than that.
ओके सर. सर वन मोर क्वेश्चन यार सर इमेजिन जैसे कि ना मेरे को ना एरे का मेरे को टॉपिक के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं पता और मैं एरे का मान लो सर मैं कोई भी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करता हूँ तो मुझे कितने प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने पड़ेंगे जिससे मैं कैपेबल हूँ कि हाँ मतलब एरे का टॉपिक पूरा क्लियर हो जाए मतलब कितने
First,
प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करूंगा
ठीक है.
फ्रॉम योर पर्सपेक्टिव.
Okay, just try to understand. First you need to learn array, है ना? array learn करने के बाद you need to understand कि बहुत easier problem होती है, जैसे array को reverse करना, then array में किसी भी element को find करना, है ना? then array में frequency count देखना कि how many element exist how many time, right? so इन सब problem को solve, ऐसे array में सब array के भी problem आते हैं सब. then you are able to see sliding window के भी problem होते हैं array में, है ना? तो
या सर आई मीन ऑल द टॉपिक्स मतलब कि
हाँ
लिंक लिस्ट के हो गए लूप्स के हो गए मतलब जो भी
हाँ
सर हो कोई पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक हो तो
हाँ yeah
अप्रोक्सीमेट कितने क्वेश्चन
yeah
करें
you
तो
can
हम
assume near about 40 to
कंफर्टेबल.
40
ओके
to 50 problem. If you are
ओके सर.
practicing of array, so you are able to cover like entire topic or related to arrays.
Okay, sir. From different way to solve.
Yeah, different approach you need to use to solve the problems, right?
Oh,
And
okay, sir.
yeah,
Thank you.
and most of the company asking like array and string questions only, and also try to invest too much time to array and string and little bit lesser time. For example, when I talking about tree, right, tree data structure, तो ट्री के यार 15 से 20 क्वेश्चन से 15-20 क्वेश्चन कर लोगे तो उसके अलावा कहीं से ज़्यादा अलग से ट्री से नहीं पूछा जाएगा, राइट? व्हेन आई टॉकिंग अबाउट स्टैक डाटा स्ट्रक्चर, सो स्टैक के भी 10-12 क्वेश्चन हैं, है ना? दैट दो आर द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, एंड उसको बस कवर कर लो, कंपनी में उसी से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आएगा, उससे काफ़ी अलग नहीं आएगा, है ना? सिमिलरली व्हेन आई टॉकिंग अबाउट लिंक लिस्ट, सो लिंक लिस्ट में भी 20 के अराउंड क्वेश्चन है, उस 20 क्वेश्चन को काफ़ी अच्छे से कवर कर लो, एंड कोई भी इंटरव्यूअर होगा उसी 20 में से क्वेश्चन पूछेगा ही पूछेगा, उससे ज़्यादा कुछ पूछ ही नहीं सकता. So that is the actually like we need. I'm actually wanted to tell you कि you need to practice very less questions, not कि बहुत ज़्यादा questions practice करना है ना? If you wanted, तो I can create a proper important questions list and I'll share to the group, right? So
Okay, sir. Thank you,
yeah,
sir.
so it will helpful for you,
We'll take it
right?
now. Okay,
है ना?
okay.
Okay, guys. So now we can wrap up our session, है ना? ठीक है, guys. Let's meet on the next lecture. ठीक है, चलो, बाय.